Well, I've done it. I've created a monster. The urban worm bag is growing. And I want to show you what is going on in here. I've unzipped it already, but I haven't tinkered around in there yet today because I know what to expect from prior days. I'm going to have to move the camera as I do this. I wanted it up close so you can see what's going on in here. All right, let's see. So what I'm going to do is just pick any spot. Let's pick this spot right here. I'm going to scrape the surface. And anywhere I scrape the surface is a worm ball. There's no food here. This is the mass population I've created. Now you can see I will go all the way around and I will show you even what's underneath. Now what's going on here is a few days ago, between snowstorms when it actually melted outside, I was out in my yard tinkering around and I found that beneath my raspberry bushes, no, blackberry bushes, a bunch of the blackberry leaves fell off. I scooped them up and threw them in here, and these worms went insane. I think every worm in the darn urban worm bag is eating on blackberry leaves. Here's another one. I've never seen a response like this to any kind of leaf before. Let me move the camera back a little bit. And all I have to do is just, when I say scrape the surface, literally scrape the surface. And every handful is a darn worm ball. There's so many worms trying to get these blackberry leaves. Now, we did have a snowstorm yesterday, which is actually still going on right now. And the blackberry leaves are currently buried. So I'm not going to be going out to get any more right now. But as soon as this snow melts, I have figured out what the gold ticket is. You hear that creaking? I have the tripod attached to the pole of my lamp. Look at this. This is just from the surface. You see there's no food. There's no food under it. Nothing. All that's down there is the comfrey root. Let me chip you up a little bit. Oh, you stupid plow truck. Oh, excuse me, I'll edit that out. Look at this, folks. Great. This is just the surface with nothing other than raspberry leaves, blackberry leaves triggering this. Let me try to zoom in a little bit more. It's amazing. I'm so impressed. I don't think I've ever added blackberry leaves before, or at least not to the top. I may have included them in some kind of bedding. But again, just scrape the surface, and which is just scraping the leaves off it because they're feeding on the leaves from underneath. And look at these guys. Right, now I'm going to pull you back a little bit. I want to see what's going on more down in the middle. Nope, I found a remnant of a banana peel, so there is something of food in here. Now I took the comfrey plant out, ripped all the leaves off, and planted it upside down. And I did that on Monday, and you can see what we've got going on already. Look at these worms, folks. Viewers, friends, fellow worm connoisseurs. So I'm just digging around. Look at how black the castings are from the leaves. I'm already making a ton of castings from these leaves. These leaves were really thick when I put them in here. piece of rotted log. I take some spongy wood from outside and I'll throw it in here, and they'll get into it and devour it. It adds beneficial life and whatever the other words are. Okay, so let's keep looking over here. Let me move you and hope that my camera continues to cooperate. Oh, let me move you a little bit more. Okay. No, I didn't bring in enough to stir them in to the bin, to the system, to the bag. So, right now what they have is limited to the top. Now that I know they're so insane over this, I can bring in a whole bunch, because I have blackberries all the way around my property. Well, all the way around the fence that surrounds my property, and they lose their leaves in the winter. And I let them fall because the worms will show up in the spring under the leaves and just devour the leaves and make compost right on the spot for me. But I was getting a little low on food, and I said, well, let me try some of these blackberry leaves. And I guess it was a success. Let's see, let me move you a little bit. I want to see if we can find anything, any signs of any food anywhere in here. No, that's just a piece of wood with a sprout. I don't believe there's any food left in here. A mango pit. It's not nearly ready to be opened up yet. These worms are eating several pounds of food a week now because of the population. And as a result, they're producing several pounds of castings. And I'm going to try to harvest again. Hasn't been that long, but I'm convinced. Let me zoom out a little for you. I'm just digging because I'm just curious what's going on underneath. You can see it's just so beautiful. Nice and moist, not wet. Now, I've mentioned in a few of my videos, I used to breed rabbits, not pet rabbits, meat rabbits. And if it was getting too late in the fall, where rabbits were losing their breeding instinct due to the daylight decline, raspberry leaves are one of the favorite go-tos to stimulate their hormones to continue breeding for a few more weeks. I don't know, I have not researched if raspberry, I keep saying raspberry, I mean blackberry. If I say raspberry, scratch it out, put blackberry. I don't know if that does it with anything else, but I certainly can say that they love it. They love eating it, these worms do. And we have every kind of worm, every kind of compost worm is in here. Just every time I'm just grabbing handfuls, by the way. I have you really close so you can see. I'm just grabbing handfuls of stuff off the top. I don't want to make this too long. It wasn't intended to be that. Let's just take a quick look at our comfrey root. Like I said, I dug it up, ripped its leaves off, and buried it upside down, because it will grow no matter how it is planted or positioned or neglected. It's feeling really good all around. These worms. So they're down deep too. They're not just at the surface. I have somewhere between 6 and 8 pounds of worms in here right now. So, yeah, I guess it's probably not unexpected that I will see that many while digging. They're usually just not all right at the surface so much, but these blackberry leaves, hey, I said it right. These blackberry leaves have really caused a feeding craze. Okay, so here's the comfrey. Now let's see if we can figure out where the leaves were before. Oh heck, I'm not going to figure it out now. Of course, there are little feeder roots that grow daily. There'll be lots of worms hanging out inside. Let's see if there's anything else in the middle. There's absolutely no signs of any food in here. And oh my goodness, their last feeding was huge. Enormous. I hope you can see, I hope my phone is picking up the color. The color of and the texture of these castings, because they don't even feel like castings. To me, they feel like forest floor. They really do. Not just the, what the insects, the frass of all the different insects and the castings from worms, but the natural decay of leaves too that occurs on the forest floor. That is so incredibly healthy. It is referred to as duff. It's like deciduous under forest floor or something. I probably didn't say that right, but it's something like that. I can't remember, other than the deciduous part, what it stands for. So as you can see, I've dug around. There's no other food in this bin. Nothing at all. And all of this craziness is over these blackberry leaves on the top. My new favorite worm food. So once the snow melts, I'll be going out to rake up the blackberry leaves. Not worried about bringing in... Oh, here's a gooey mess of worms. What's this all about? Maybe they're just like the color purple for Easter's coming up. Because again, I don't see anything that they're eating. Let me actually pull you up here. Oh, that does. I've got like a gooseneck lamp, a craft lamp, that I have the tripod. It's like one of those gravity heads that can kind of go every which way. And I've got you on the lamp, but it keeps falling down. They're just pure worms, but there's nothing in here that they're after. There's no food. A small piece of sprout, but that's not it. It's these darn leaves. Shouldn't say darn leaves, I should say amazing leaves. Wood chips or sawdust. Wow. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to show you. I want to show you what happened as a result of adding something that I haven't added before. And something now, if anybody here has blackberries or has access to them, either what do you call it, native or whatever the word is where you grow them yourself or wild. Try it. I mean, the results here have been spectacular. I've never before had a bin where every handful on the top is a worm ball. Now, of course, I've done a lot of excavating them inward. In 1 second, let me just stir this up like crazy. I'm gonna back up. Actually, let me just hold this up. Can you see these castings? It's broken down leaves and it's castings. And of course, lots of cocoons and baby worms, but it's so fluffy. That's right, kitty, it is fluffy. Yep. Wow. Wow. Might as well get the cat included. Beautiful. All right, let me mix up a little bit more here, and then I'm going to zoom you out and show you just now that I've fluffed, just an overview of the bin. And I'm still fluffing. You're a little out of focus. That's okay. Okay. Now, since I have fluffed, I've disturbed the worms. Great sound. Oh, look at that little baby one in the center. Just a young lad. Young chap. All right, folks. I have UPS at my door, so I'm going to end this and enjoy this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it and share it with whoever would enjoy it. Thank you.